First of all, thank you so much. I thought we had a great week in the bowl activities. The bowl did such a great job of putting on this event. I know it's normally out in Charlotte, but Charlotte's such a great town. Our administration, our staff, our players had a fantastic time. And to win a bowl game like this is what bowl games are all about, and that's why you play them. And very proud of our football team. A lot of people stepped up today. A lot of guys that haven't played much football, and it's definitely one of the biggest wins I've been a part of. I've been a part of a lot of good wins, but this one will definitely go in the record books. And I'll look back on this one and be very, very proud of this win, and just so proud of our football team, how they battled and how they kept playing. And they have a warrior spirit, and we talk about it all the time, and they showed it tonight. So with that said, questions?
Coach, if you could talk about what the locker room was like at halftime. We had a huge deficit. What was the mood? What was your message to your team?
Well, I felt like we were gaining momentum. We were down. You scored we were driving, and we kept turning it over. Had an opportunity to drive there right before the end of the half. Didn't work out. Felt like we were gaining momentum, and it was a normal locker room setting. We were making our corrections, making our adjustments. I told the guys, I said, offense, it's critical that we get this ball back. It start the second half and go take it down and score. If we do that, we'll have us a ball game. And from then on out, we were ripping and running. But the guys had a great look in their eye coming out of halftime, and they knew we could go win this game if we just cleaned up the mistakes and the turnovers.
What was the plan at quarterback coming into this game? Were you planning on rotating them, or was it going to be Turner if you played well?
I was going to rotate him. Turner was always going to get the first nod, and early on, just because of the turnover piece and all that, I was always planning on playing Caden in some form or fashion. I didn't know how many reps he would get and those kind of things. But all three quarterbacks were ready to play. And, I was talking about it all the time. I said, everybody gets a turn. Be ready when it's your turn. And Caden Belkamp was ready when it was his turn tonight. And it's extremely hard. It's extremely hard to come back from that kind of deficit when you're the backup quarterback running out there. So it was pretty special to see tonight. And it was cool that, again, this is what the biggest stage you want to be on with these bowl wins, and be able to play like that was great.
The decision to go for the extra point and not for the win at the end there, what went into that?
Well, usually if I go for two in overtime. If we play defense first, they score or whatever, and then we score, I'll usually go ahead and go for two just to end it. And the end of regulation piece, I just feel like you got momentum. You got a chance. We were starting to play good defense, but sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. You get a gut feeling. I just had a gut feeling about, let's take this thing to overtime. But if we had, if they had scored there and we got the ball and we scored, there's no question we would go for two in the first overtime. It's just we want to end the game with the ball in our hands and control our own destiny. But in regulation, we were going to kick the extra point.
In this game, you got probably the best quarterback play that you got all season. It has to be surprising you were playing more if you've known you could do that. What was going so right with him today?
Well, we've had good quarterback play all season, and Austin is a tremendous quarterback, and I can't wait to see him in the pros. He's one of the lead college quarterbacks in all of college football. And he did a fantastic job this year getting us to this bowl game. We had so many injuries this year, and we kept fighting. And we have a good quarterback room, and they all support each other. And when Austin wasn't able to go in this game, I didn't bat an eye. Wasn't concerned. I felt like Turner or Caden or Bronson, any one of three of those guys could go make it happen. And again, I say, be ready when it's your turn. And and Caden was ready when it was his turn. Now, we sure made it hard on him, being down 28 points. But he's got a warrior spirit and a competitive spirit. The guys rallied around him, and it's one of the all-time great bowl wins. So I know he'll be proud of it for the rest of his life.
Can you clarify that too? You said Austin wasn't ready. Was he not physically able to play in this game?
Well, Austin, you know, he's had, man, he's a warrior, and he's been banged up really the second half of the season. Our last game that we played in versus FIU, I mean, it took everything he had to go play that game. So when he, you know, decided, hey, I'm going to sit out on this one and all that, our guys backed him 100%. I backed him 100%. We all understood, you know, hey, he got us to this point. You know, we'll take it from here. And so he was on the sidelines tonight. He was fantastic. I mean, just talking to the Caden, talking to the guys. He had a script in his hand, talking about plays. He put his coaching hat on tonight. So I was proud of the role he played too. All right, you guys need me, or do you want to just talk to these people that really need?
You're good, Coach.
Thank you. Love all of y'all. Great job tonight.
Back-to-back